All right, today we're going to be talking about a series of transformations. This is going to be something that goes along with our transformations chapter. We're going to be looking at doing all four of them in some kind of combination with each other. So the first thing we want to start talking about is simple points. We're going to be looking at each of these points, and actually we're only going to be looking at three of them. But let's look at point A first. Because number one, it says point A, we want to reflect over the y-axis and then do a 90-degree clockwise rotation about the origin. So A, right now, is back 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. So right now, A is at -4, 2. That's where it is first. We're now going to be looking at what it would be looking like after a reflection over the y-axis. We're going to do that in blue. So if you recall, when we did a reflection, we looked at how far away an ordered pair was from the axis that it was reflecting over, and then we moved it in the opposite direction that many spaces. So this is the y-axis here. A is 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. So A prime is now here. So A prime is at 4, 2. And here's where it gets just a little bit tricky. Because this is the first time we've ever had to do more than one transformation. So we're actually going to have it a third color. And we're going to use our tracing paper. Here's A prime. And we want to do a 90-degree clockwise about the origin. So I'm going to draw an arrow up from the origin. 90-degree clockwise means I want my arrow pointing to the right. So I'm going to put my pen right on the origin. And I'm going to spin this paper until my arrow is pointing to the right. Of course, I moved it off of there, but now we're back. So, and we're going to call this a double prime, because this is our second transformation that we had to do on it. So A double prime now is going to be over 2 and down 4. So this right here is the final location of where A is after we've done 2 transformations to it. Let's look at letter B, or point B now. So point B, it says we want to reflect over the x-axis. So first of all, B, which is right here, is back 2, up 1. So B right now is back 2, up 1. We want to reflect it over the x-axis. So B is up 1. So we're going to go down 1. So B prime is actually in the same place that letter G is. So B prime is now back 2 and down 1. We're now going to do a 180-degree clockwise rotation about the origin. So I'm going to... Here's B prime. Then I want to go about the origin again. 180-degree clockwise means the arrow is now going to be pointing down. So I'm going to spin until my arrow points down. And now B double prime is actually where C is. So this is B double prime. And that is at 2, 1. Now we actually have one more that we need to do. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do a translation. So when we translate things, if you recall, all that means is we move it around the coordinate plane. So for a translation of 2 units down, we have to start at B prime, or B double prime right here. And we go down 1, 2, and because this is our third transformation, this is B triple prime. So B triple prime now is at 2, negative 1. And this is the final location of the ordered pair that started off as simply point B, but because we did 3 transformations to it, it is now B triple prime. All right, point C now. Point C is up here. Actually, it's the exact same location that B double prime was in. So point C is here. That's going to be right 2, up 1. We want to reflect over the y-axis, which is going to be this right here. So instead of going 2 to the right, we have to go 2 to the left. And that's where B originally was. So this is now C prime. So C prime is at negative 2, 1. It says now we want to translate 3 units to the right. So I'm going to take starting point of C prime, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and right here would be C double prime. And C double prime would then be at 1, 1. All right, let's go ahead and do an example dealing with a actual figure. We're going to finish this example, and then the rest of the time will be yours to finish the rest of this section, which would be the backside. So, number 4. It says the original coordinates. So it says graph the final image after a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation and then a reflection over the x-axis. Find the coordinates of the final image. So, original coordinates. We have A, B, and C. A is over at 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4. B is over 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. And C is to the right 2, and up and down, nothing. So we're going to use the exact same color scheme. I'm going to use blue for this first rotation, and we're going to be doing it at 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation. Now, because it doesn't say what we're rotating about, we're going to assume that it is the origin. But I'm going to trace this now. This was A, that was B, and that was C. We're doing it about the origin, so I'm going to draw an arrow pointing up from the origin. 90 degrees counterclockwise means my arrow, instead of pointing up, is going to be pointing to the side. Oops. And there we go. So now, as I move this away, here's A. So A prime is right there. B, so now this is B prime. And then C, so that's C prime. And I'm going to connect those ordered pairs now with lines to make my triangle. And this triangle is after it has been rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I'm going to write down those new coordinates here. So A prime, B prime, C prime. A prime is now back 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. B prime is back 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be negative 2, 4. And C prime is to the left and right none and up to 2. So this is going to be 0, 2. All right, last thing we're going to do with this example is we're going to be reflecting it over the x-axis. So when I reflect something over the x-axis, if you recall, or regardless of which axis it is, we look at the reflection line, we figure out how far away each ordered pair is from that reflection line, and then we go in the opposite direction over that reflection line. So A prime right now is up 1, so I'm going to go down 1. So this is A, and this is my second transformation, so it's going to be A double prime. B was up 1, 2, 3, 4, so B double prime is going to be down 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is B double prime. And C prime was up 2, so C double prime is going to be down 2. And I connect those lines to create my final triangle, like so. And then I want to make sure that I write down what these coordinates are. So I have A double prime, B double prime, and C double prime. So A double prime is back 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1. So this is going to be -4, -1. B double prime was to the left 2 and then down 4. So it'll be -2, -4. And then C double prime, still on the y-axis, so I'm not going to the left and right, so it's going to be 0. And then down 2 spaces, so this is going to be 0, -2. All right, that is the end of this lesson. The rest of the time is going to be yours to finish the back side of this sheet. But if you have any questions, please let me know.